The demon child, Bart, was actually marked by Death himself. Death pulled out a contract and began reciting Bart's appointed time to die. Suddenly, Homer launched a surprise attack from behind. Death collapsed to the ground, motionless, and the death contract and scythe vanished into thin air. Lisa was horrified. "Dad, you've just caused a huge disaster. You've created a world without death. How terrifying is a world without death?" The mafia was dealing with a snitch. They'd already shot him full of holes, but he was still alive and kicking. Homer held Death's lifeless body, filled with regret. Marge reminded him it was time to take out the trash. Though reluctant, Homer eventually tossed the skeleton away. But Death's robe felt incredibly soft and comfortable. Homer couldn't resist putting it on. He proudly showed it off to the family, thrilled to have finally found something that fit him perfectly. Yet the next moment, his right hand suddenly turned into bone. Before he could even process the shock, the death contract and scythe materialized in his hands. Lisa gasped, "Dad, you've become the new Grim Reaper." At first, Homer refused to take lives, but he had no choice in the matter. The robe seemed alive, controlling his movements. So, Homer's daily job became reaping souls. With just a light tap of his finger, he could send anyone to the afterlife. Once he had this power, Homer kept using it for selfish reasons. While watching a game with his son and unhappy with their seats, he simply tapped his way to the front row. But one day, Homer's assigned task was to reap Marge. Homer couldn't believe it. She was the woman he loved most. He declared he wouldn't do it. Anyone but her.
What was that first one again?
Gazing at his beloved wife, Homer hardened his heart. He raised the scythe and brought it down, then carried Marge's body to a mountaintop. He said to God, "To satisfy your whims, I've killed the woman I love most. Now release me from this terrible duty." Bathed in divine light, Homer returned to normal, and Marge's body was taken away by God. But suddenly, God realized he'd been tricked. This wasn't Marge at all, but her heavy-set sister, Selma. Homer, having fooled God, wore a smug grin of triumph, then sprinted away at full speed. Though God pursued him closely, Homer kept his foot firmly on the gas. Just as a train passed by, Homer made a heroic leap over it. God was blocked by the train. The Almighty sighed to himself, "I'm old, and I'm rich. Why bother chasing him?"